Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to MM2 Aviation. My name is Musa, and so you have decided to become an aircraft engineer, and you want to do the modules. Unless you're doing through in school, if you do on your own, there's few tips and tricks that you need to think about. There are some modules that you have to do them together. For example, if you do this module, you do the next module, because it kind of rhymes, it kind of helpful. The knowledge from before kind of helps you, and you don't have to do, still you have to do revision, but you already know some knowledge and kind of builds you up. So let's go. As you know, you can become, the modules differ for different licensing. For B1.1, which is aeroplane turbine, for B1.3, which is for helicopter turbine, and a B2, which is for avionics and electrical system. So if we start with the first module, you don't really have to start in this order. You can start in any order that you like. Some people really struggle with mathematics and they just want to leave it at the end, and physics. So, and they just go ahead with the normal aircraft systems like material and hardware, maintenance practice. Just hold there. I'll give you the more details. But yeah, so regardless of what you want to do, I just want to give you hints. So if you do this module next, vice versa. Going in order, we know module one, that's math. So mathematics, that is module 1, and this is it's not really a high level. It's not like a level, not like university high level degree. It's mostly percentages, decimals, graphs, and this is testing you really. Can you do it quick? I feel like anyone, like someone in school can pass this. Maybe it's not, maybe because I like math, that's why maybe some people struggle, but anyone really can pass this. But it's in terms of how quick can you do. You don't really have to come up with the answer. You don't have to get exact decimals. So for example, if you're doing percentages, it's more like you have to cross out the answers that they can't be. An example would be, let's say if they say, what's the 10% of 100? Regardless of doing the answers, regardless of doing new calculation, you look at the answers, you'll be like, A is this, B is this, C is this, and you just cancel it out. Oh, this does not make sense, this does not make sense. It's mostly like just canceling it out. You don't have to get exact the dot. Maybe, I hope I'm making sense here. So module 1, so if you do module 1, which is math, you're already in the rhythm, and you go to module 2. Don't do module 2 is physics. So if you do module 1 or you do module 2, do module 1. So module 1 and module 2, which is math, and the other one is physics, you do them back to back or at the same time if you're very clever, because you're already in that rhythm of calculation. Your brain is already there. You don't want to do module 1 and then go to somewhere else, aerodynamic, which is module 8. Hold there. I may be confusing you, but I hope you understand. Do module 1, which is math, and module 2, which is physics. Physics is more like formulas. You have to remember formulas. You have to remember like velocity, initial velocity, or a formula of power. You have to remember the formulas, and also laws like Newton's laws, thermodynamic laws, and so you have to remember like that. And as long as you can remember formulas, this will help you. It will help you during the exams. I'm going to do another video in the future of how to pass every module, or what you need to remember, and I'm creating a website at the moment, which hopefully you can come and I give you my revisions, which may be able to help you. But yeah, I will leave that to me anyway. So module 1 and module 2, you don't have to start with this module, okay? You don't have to start with it. Module 1 is it's very small. Module 2 is a bit medium sized. Let's go with, maybe some people don't like electrics, I really like electrics. I don't know why, the electrics modules, I really like them. I really don't know, man. I should be a B2 licensed engineer, to be honest. I really like them. And since I'm going in order, is that I'm going to skip module 3. Module 3 is electrical fundamentals. This is a lot of the laws, current, resistant. Man, it's been a while. I forgot a lot of the things. current, resistant voltages, different types of low motors and so on. But I'll keep that there to the side. The modules I recommend, module 3 is a big module. I feel like you need to be prepared for it. You need to have like, okay, unless you like electrical stuff and you did it in college. The next module which I want you should do together is module 4 and module 5. So module 5 is mostly a lot of calculations, and it's also of like AND gate, OR gate, which module 4 is a bit of that as well. So you do module 5 and module 4. It's kind of good if you do back to back. So you do module 4, it already helps you set up, and module 5 is more in depth of that. So really group module 3 with this. If you do that all together, electrical fundamentals. So far we have 4 modules. M1, M2 do together, 4 and 5 do together. And in this group, you can add module 3. Module 3 is electrical fundamentals. You can add it together. But I'm telling you, during this period, you're gonna be really in for it. It's really very hard. You have to put through, you have to commit. But I leave it module 3. There's some modules that you have to be like, oh yeah, they're on their own and you have to fully concentrate. And module 3 is one of them. And a lot of people find it hard, but thank God, man, alhamdulillah, I passed it first time, that module. I couldn't believe it when I got the result. I couldn't believe I passed the first time, but I thought I was gonna fail. But yeah, next module now is when we get into a lot of people like these modules, 6 and 7. And module 6 is material and hardware. This talks about a lot of materials and their properties and so on. And a lot of the people that come from maintenance and they're planning to do their modules, they never really start with the electrical stuff and the math and physics. Module 1, module 2, 3, 4, 5. They never really do those. They always start with the module 6, material and hardware, or they start with maintenance practice, which is module 7, because module 7, maintenance practice, a lot of the things you do it in the hangar, or you have a rough idea, you come a lot of different things like fueling and all that stuff. And then module 6 is material and hardware, and they're good modules to read. When you're reading the book, it's enjoyable, especially if you come from a B1 mechanic. And this module 6 and module 7, you should do it back to back. If you're brave, you do it together. You're a brave man. I gotta salute it to you. But module 6 and module 7, to keep it short, you do it back to back. And I don't know a friend that recently passed his. Actually, he did something crazy. He did module 6 and then he did module 15. That's crazy. I would never recommend someone like that. You do module, actually I would recommend someone to do module 6 and then do module 7. Or at least if you started with module 7, then do module 6. It kind of sets you up. And then the next modules you should do together is, I really like this module, it's nice. Module 8, aerodynamics. Module 8, basic aerodynamics. You go through the theory of flight and so on, longitudinal, lateral, pitch, roll, yaw, vertical stabilizer, all of this. And it's a bit too much. I find aerodynamic they catch you with the words about, they got lateral, or about happens about, all of this, is the words that catch you. Even though it makes sense, it's the words that catch you. And module 8, you should do it with the propellers. It's kind of nice, if you do module 8, basic aerodynamics, and then the next you do is the propellers. It's kind of, I put those together. So you do module 8, which is a small book. I really don't like these modules. Module 8 is like roughly 20 questions, something like that. Man, the margin is so small. Like if you get 4 or 5 questions wrong, you fail. It's like big modules, you have a big margins, which you can get a lot of questions. And I prefer that. And the module 17, propellers, is a small module, it's very small module. And I really liked it. I think it depends on your opinion. I really liked it. After that, module 9 and module 10. These ones are like partners. I put them like partners, married couples, you know, married couples. Like, that's how I should describe them, married couples. Module 9, human factors, and module 10, aviation legislation. Again, I really enjoyed these modules, and during this period I was really focusing. And even though it's small modules and the margin is very small, I feel like it's common sense when you're answering them. Maybe it's not for a lot of people, but a lot of people, human factors and aviation legislation, they pass it first time. And as I remember, this had both essays, so module 9 and module 10 have both essays. I've recently heard that EASA removed them, but in the UK, you still have to do the essays. The other module that I did not mention was module 7. Module 7 also has an essay. Man, I know I was stressing during that essay, man. I was stressing. And funny story, I know I'm deviating right now. I took module 7, I think so, 3 times. And the third time when I took the essay, I put my heart, man, I put my heart. And during the essay, even the essay, I had fueling. I think I had fueling and soldering, or maybe jacking, something like that I had. And I was so excited. I filled it up. I wrote everything, preparation, you know, preparation, precautions, and what you have to do. I write it so nicely, nice paragraphs. And guess what? I got the result and it said failed, and that was the best. I was so happy after that exam, but the result said fail. I could not believe it, man. I was like, oh man, this is not meant for me. Luckily, thank God, alhamdulillah, one of the friend, he went back and said, one of my colleagues, one of my university friend actually, he said, I can't believe, can you remark that paper? And guess what happened? The teacher used an old marking, so a lot of the people failed. So the paper got remarked and we all passed. But deviating, coming back. So module 9 and module 10, human factors and aviation legislation. I remember module 10, there was a lot of form, man. I remember form 19, EASA form 1, EASA form 19, and I had so many forms. And if you remember all the different types of forms, you pass in module 10. And human factors is all about the dirty dozens, and different types, sleeping pattern, night shift, all that stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. Module 9 and module 10 are easy, small modules. You can actually do them together in 1 month, but take it easy. Just do 1 module every month. That's better, you know, you can give it all. And I'm leaving the big modules, module 11, module 15 at the end. It's because a lot of, like, for example, when you do module 7, maintenance practice, module 8, basic and aerodynamic, this kind of help you and build it up for module 11. Module 11 is a bit of everything, to be honest, a bit of everything. This includes the electrical part and the normal mechanical part of module 11. So far, so we have left now, when it comes to the B1 part, we have so far module 11 and module 15. Regardless of which order you do, I'm trying to think now. Regardless, I did module 11 last. Module 11 was my last module, because it was one of the biggest. It was my last module, so I will advise you that one. So the next module you do, leave module 11 to the end. The next module you do is module 15, gas turbine engines. And I know I'm saying the same thing again. I really enjoyed gas turbine engine learning, but I did not enjoy the exam. I really did not enjoy the exam. The exam was not nice, because they catch you, man. They catch you, little things. And I remember something like, where is this filter located, HP filter located, or something like that, which I was not expecting in the diagram. I was expecting writings, but asked me about diagram. And this is a long time now. So module 15, reading, I really enjoyed it, and I like engines, and it was really learning about the engine, you know, the intake, and the way the module was written is like, you do the engine, the intake, you do the compressor part of it, the combustion, you do the exhaust, and you do the little different things in there, and it was really good. I liked it. And the next module is module 11A, turbine aerodynamic structure and system. It's a big module. Is a big module, and I remember clearly when I was reading, one chapter in the book, and the hydraulics, the fuel system, the flight controls. Each chapter was roughly around 80 pages. I remember that, 80 to 90 pages. Oh man, that's a lot. But I'm telling you now, when you leave module 11 to the end, you know a lot of the things already. So you skip past it, because and it's a bit of module 7, it's a bit of module 8, it's a bit of not really 6, but yeah, module 11 is a bit everything combined. And if you did college and so on, you it's good, it's all right. Even though it's big, it's not scary. Even though it's a big books, module 11 is not really scary like that. There's some scary ones like that. I think the scary parts are normally module 3, module 5, 7 essays, the essay, and the essays are scary. But if you are still part of YASA union, if you're part of the YASA UK left, but you don't have to do that no more. But yeah, that's how 11A. And lastly, let's add the B2 module 13. Module 13, I always say leave it to the end. I think the hardest module out there is module 13. And I did not even do it, but I saw some of my friends, man, they go to different. I see them when they're revising. One of my friends recently passed the module 13. Man, he was different level of stress. And I respect all the B2s that really go through that. And soon I'm going to be creating a bit of a website where all the module notes, some of that are mine, some of my friends, which are helpful. You can go through it, and will help you through your exams. It's really hard modules, but you just have to put your head through it and go. And that's it. Anyways, I leave it to you like that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and see you in my next video. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.